Yeah,
Like, all right, so I'm gonna use this time to give you your flowers. To be honest with you, because I've said it behind your back, so I'm gonna say it in front of your face. I think in like the past 2 to 3 years, especially in this year, last year specifically, you're one of Connecticut's MVP for artists. And no,
appreciate that.
no, I wouldn't say MVP. This is what I write: most improved.
Mm.
You're probably one of the most improved artists from CT right now.
Okay,
Because like
okay.
I said, I've been tapped into in 2016, so I've been listening to your music since then.
Right.
And now I'm listening to your music now, and to be honest with you, bro, it elevated.
No, for sure.
Your music changed. It's
has
on a
to.
whole nother level right now.
It has to.
It's growing with you. You're
Exactly,
realizing
I'm
you're
about to say.
maturing, so your music is
consistency
mature
is
too.
gonna do that.
Exactly. So that's why I would give you, if we're giving any trophies out, I would give you the most improved artist in the last year and a half, and when it comes to CT.
And that's how you can tell authentic art too, because people who try to stay with stay with trends.
The trends.
Like that,
somebody earlier.
they'll always follow that way. But if you're growing as a person, your art will also grow.
Wait, what country were they playing your song when they was hailing over there? That's
a lot of countries right now.
Yeah, it was
It's up to like 40 videos.
Lit.
It might have
Ice
been a
Rain
little
was
more.
lit.
It's still like the last like week, 2 more videos. So it's slowly. It ain't like 100,000 videos, but it's like right now they're like 40. It probably like 50, maybe like 10 probably disappeared, but it's over the years and it's in other countries, Dubai,
yes.
Abu Dhabi,
You're international.
India. Motherfucking there's been so many places, dude. That shit crazy.
Who you think love you more, OT or Connecticut?
At 2023, wow. Let me say this: I'm a futurist, though, and I always knew that because the game already taught me that. Though I went to Miami for a month when LP died, and we got sent out there in 2011, and we went out there and passed our mixtapes out on Ocean Drive when rap was dead in CT damn near, and we out there and we grinding, and we going house to house, and LP godparents is bringing us to meet people that signed with Slip and Slide Records. I recorded in Slip and Slide Studios. You feel me? At 19. You know what I'm saying? Doing records with people that sign. And they telling us, you're never going to get your hometown first. You're going to get the outspring cities. So, what we was doing already, New Britain Talent Show. I'm from Hartford, but New Britain is outskirt. You know what I'm saying? It's still Hartford County, but it's still... So we knew the blueprint a long time ago. And they telling us like, yo, I'm lit in my city. You don't know me, the artist that we fucking with, Slip and Slide Records, but I'm still... signed. I'm still doing this. You see all these CDs printed up because I'm going to Alabama. I'm going to the outside skirts and I'm a star there. So we kind of already knew a lot of the blueprint. Like this shit not simple. Like it ain't just no Hartford shit. Like I moved around. Like I really do this shit. Like you know what I'm saying? I lived in San Diego. I done did songs out there. I learned how to structure songs out there. My boy Tommy Redden, this was an OG when I was out there, and he on albums with Genuine. He's on NBA Live. You know, songs on there. So I was breeded, for this shit. Like I've been doing this shit since I've been writing rhymes since I was like 10 years old.
I think you're at a point where you shouldn't have to say I've been doing it for this long no more.
And that's where a lot of people have been mad lately because I had somebody write me and was like, "Yo, what you do? You dance? You're a yank dancer?" Yo, I'll say no. Everybody like my boy said, "Yo, are you fucking serious? Like this is where we at right now, 2023 in Connecticut. Like they act."
But do you feel like?
But I don't know if they purposely did that shit or what. Like, nigga, what?
Do you feel like that's part of the downfall of entertaining that yank dance shenanigan at the time?
No, hell no. It's
With
the downfall of
origination of it?
Connecticut of not niggas not being in tune
I got you.
with their own state because this was I was a main pledger of this. I've been to California first. I've been to Miami. I've been to Philly. I've been to wherever. And when you go to their states, the people that I fuck with, you're going to hear the music from their state.
Facts.
Yeah.
We drive around the city, you're going to bang wherever you want, but eventually, some Miami music going to come on.
Facts.
That Miami.
Somebody,
Not just a rapper from Miami.
Yeah, you ain't going to hear it.
I'm talking about
that Miami sound.
So what you think yanking is?
That Connecticut sound.
But they don't want to admit that. People just want to run from it.
But
because why? It's going to highlight a nigga like me.
I feel like that always goes back to our controversial question. What is Connecticut sound?
But also,
That's what I'm trying to tell you right now. That's not even a controversial question.
No,
Niggas
but
making it
to a
controversial.
lot of people,
At this
it's
point,
controversial.
It's already where it's
At
at,
this
though.
point, it's controversial because a lot of people feel like Connecticut don't have a sound. They're trying to sound like other people. They doing drill. They doing the sturdy beats. Oh,
That's
they don't have a
them.
sound.
That's
But to me,
because
Connecticut
we're
do
slow.
have a sound.
We do, but everybody going to be slow on the fact until me personally. If we saying yanking is a sound, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I personally, because Zoe not here no more, go out of state and do the. That's when people gonna be, oh, let's get on these beats. Because who was making my beats? Who made the first yanking the beat ever? 2-4. He's still here.
Facts. No, what?
Who made Snoper shit?
What's his name?
Shump.
Shump.
Yeah.
Shump was making beats for me before he even knew them.
Facts.
People forgot. When I performed Yanking at New Britain Talent Show, he's on stage. He's a host. I never even knew him before that. I met him that night.
Facts.
Do people know the real story? That's what I'm trying to say.
Niggas don't know the real story.
They
of CT.
don't.
Like,
But I think
And I done
that's a
said
part.
it enough, and people still not paying attention. But I expect that we still, you know what I'm saying. But when it gets to that plateau, like I'm speaking on, that's when the niggas gonna be like, okay, you know what I'm saying. But we gotta do our shit out of time. That's what it is. Because it's gatekeepers and all the other wild shit going on here. I done did it long enough and consistent enough to prove to niggas that it's possible.
facts.
You know what I'm saying, motherfucker? But it also proved to niggas that what the fuck is going on? People seeing that. That's why more outlets is coming, more artists is coming, more and more are going to keep coming because it's like, what is going on? We here, nigga.
So since you've been an
We've
artist,
been here.
since you've been an artist, have you
Somebody holding something against us.
possibly?
It's a lot of theories.
That's how I feel.
Because
To be
somebody
honest with you, 'cause
is that
there's no-
somebody that you think somebody from here or somebody from in the
Somebody
game?
from here. It gotta be. Because if you put it this way, like, everybody can always agree, bro. If you are from the tri-state area, if you're from New York, if you're from Boston, wherever the fuck, you have to come here. Your
CT makes
career,
everybody lit.
You have to. You have to. It doesn't matter at what level, but you have to, and it solidifies something. Bro, how many artists, how many people behind the scenes are from here? There's
It's a lot.
There's
It's a lot
of things happening here. Somebody's not pushing the button that we need.
It's funny because
But is it one person that been here through decades though? Because it's been going on for a minute. Because you got the early '80s artists like KRS-One will go on. They
Or we got a
interview
bad-
Rakim.
or we got a bad shadow
I
for
think
something.
CT's
Something.
curse.
It could be a bad shadow. It
CT's
could be that
curse.
too.
Somebody put a curse on CT.
Yeah,
Yeah, you
I think
stupid.
Dave Chappelle put a curse on CP.
No,
CT.
hell no. That's
That's before
newer,
that.
nigga.
That's
It's
before
before that.
But I think he
Before
doubled
that.
down on it.
it's just a part of it.
And I know we're just you know when you just cursing, you just continue cursing yourself.
Don't do that.
It's kind of like that. You know when you're just in a hole and you just keep digging it deeper yourself. I feel like it's kind of like that.
Not even because we coming out right now. So
But we were digging it
well,
deeper.
we beat the limits.
Yeah,
Like,
we were digging it deeper, and then we finally realized we're in a hole.
Like, oh no, we can't do this.
Like, oh shit, I can't see the sun no more. And honestly, I feel like it is. We couldn't see the light no more. So now we realize we have to be our own light. And I feel like Connecticut is starting to be their own light. Like, honestly,
definitely
keep it a buck, I feel like Connecticut loved Connecticut even more than ever in like the past 5 years. Bro, we've
it's
never
like yin and yang with that shit.
We've
There's still
never
mad people moving
I know,
out.
but we've never
There's still mad people
as
talking
a collective
shit.
of an overall collective.
It's getting better for
We've
sure.
never hyped CT up this much. I've never been in so many rooms before that CT is being hyped.
no, it does for me.
Hey yo, that's what I got a girl for. Facts.
Exactly.
It does feel good. Facts.
Yeah, it does.
Every day.
You know what the
Wake up.
scariest part about being in a relationship still, especially when it comes to certain men, yo? That your woman can still consider it rape if she don't want to be touched.
Yeah, I'm done.
Yeah, but if she
What
said
type of
no,
shit is that?
But she still say
Some
no.
true
she
shit.
said no, I don't.
They can?
Yes.
Yeah.
Even if you're in a relationship.
Yeah.
It's still rape.
Nah, facts. But as a man, you would know what rape is. You not about to be.
Man, do a
You
lot
feel me
of-
when
lot
you
of-
If
forcefully.
a woman says no,
I
I
ain't
don't,
never
even,
even-
I don't
yeah,
even
she-
take no game.
Exactly. I don't play with that.
There's a lot of men that hit you with sometimes the no mean yes or work
Nah.
harder.
No. I don't do
If
that.
you
No
tell
me
me no
no.
of any sort,
No, no me no.
I'll
No me
back
no.
away.
My mom told me
You can
that.
be
It could be
kidding?
no, but there's different type of no's. That's
No,
what you gotta get.
any no I get, bro.
It's a different type of no. There's a
Nah, even if
stop
you tell
playing.
me no like
that's
that,
that's not a real no.
nah, that's a real no for me. I'm gonna back away, and if it's not a real no,
That's not a real no.
you
That's
gonna
not a
come
real
touch
no.
my dick after.
That's what I'm saying.
But I'm not gonna
She
initiate.
gonna
Again,
give you the
it's consent.
sign.
I'm not
But
gonna
you're
initiate
not about
the
to
touch
go
after,
against
yeah.
no multiple
Exactly,
times.
but I'm not gonna touch you.
You gotta
after
make a
you tell me
3-strike
no.
rule at least. No,
Yeah,
you
I'm not
know
gonna
what
touch you
I'm
after you
saying?
tell me no.
But she still, you feel me? That's different. But other than that, if she's like no, like you feel me? Hell no.
Hell no. Anyways, continue to your album.
Exactly. But you wanted to. Yeah.
You did it to yourself, bro.
I ain't do shit.
was trying to get back into it all smooth, like nothing happened.
Nah,
But
you said
did we
countdown.
start?
Didn't countdown. That's what I was like,
Shit,
what?
I counted in my head.
Telekinesis.
I'm high. Let's
Definitely.
Let's get deeper into the fucking album. So the other features that you're really proud of, how did those come out happen as well too?
Okay, so we got the game feature out the way.
You got the game feature out the way.
Project Pat.
Project Pat.
That happened in like 2016. Me and Mac, you feel me? I think we're just trying to grab it because I ended up linking with Project Pat manager at the time, Big Trill, and fucking we were just working. He'd get me on blogs and shit like that. He'd like get you a Pat feature, give me a couple other features and shit. So at the time I'm working with him heavy, and I got the verse for the 6 Figures tape. Me and Mac, we went in on it and we're like, let's get this feature, let's get it. Locked it in. We put it on SoundCloud, but we never put it on no streaming platform, nothing. So it always been in the cut. You know what I'm saying? It's out, but it's in the cut still. Because only certain people we don't promote SoundCloud that much. So we know, you know what I'm saying? So we knew what it was. So right now I'm like, damn, I got game. And then another big feature that we're going to, Skilla Baby.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you how the Skilla Baby going on.
Like Skilla Baby, I've been fucking with Sada Baby since that big Detroit run. It been Detroit people rapping. We know that for a minute, but that's like the big run when they dropped that house party, him and Drago, and then they just went on a spree where everybody just, you feel me, getting looked at. Right. So I remember just seeing that on Worldstar one day, and not like I'm listening to somebody in the car with somebody listening to it. I went on Worldstar one day. I'm like, oh shit, the fuck is this? Something made me click it. I don't know what the fuck made me click it. Like I knew who the fuck any of them niggas was. Clicked it. Cause I was just doing that at the time, trying to find new music. That's how I found the kid YBS Scholar from Baltimore, that type of shit. Niggas who did the Worldstar exclusives, like, all right, he's the top. You feel me? They doing it. So I watched it. I'm like, oh. At first I'm like, huh? And then I watched it again, like, oh, this shit fire.
Yeah, sometimes you need a second.
And then I watched it again, like, nah, this shit fire. I don't know what's really going on, but whatever's going on in Detroit, this shit hot. You feel me? So I started listening to Sada for me. I'm sitting listening to them like, niggas will tell you that this is organic. I'm not telling you no lies. People around you in my circle will tell you this. Like, people jump into my car like, what is this? I'm like, Detroit about to blow soon. I'm telling you, dudes. There probably people that was doing that before me, but it's just my story of it. Like, yeah, they about to blow. You know what I'm saying? So as Sada was my main target at the time, because it was Sada and Drago. You either gonna pick one at that time. You feel me? If you listen to that song first, and I'm picking Sada, like, okay, I fuck with Sada. I listen to both of them, Drago, Bino, all of them. So it's getting me more and more into more Detroit scene. So I started listening to songs with him and Skilla. And they go, my favorite ones are the ones when they go back to back. I'm like, oh, Skilla fire. What the hell? Like, I fuck with Sada, so for me to even really, like, you know what I'm saying? He barring them up. Like, they going back and forth. You feel me? The animation, the bars. You feel me? They got a good combo. So I loved it. So in my mind, I'm like, yeah, Skilla gonna be one of them ones, but it's still not for sure. You feel me? Detroit's still blowing up. Like, Sada's up there. Drago got up there. T Grizzly, you feel me, was right before them, really, like right before. Yeah. You feel me? A couple other motherfuckers at the time that I'm listening to. I ain't even hear Rio in them yet. But then I hear Rio and RMC Mike like, oh shit, the Flint. Like, oh shit. But, so me and my boy Corey, we talking about this shit earlier, I think. Earlier or yesterday. And we talking about, I'm like, yo, remember last summer I'm talking to him, like, yo, Detroit bubbling, but a lot of people trying to rap like these dudes. This is personal. I'm just saying this because this is really my opinion. It ain't. Nobody take offense.
I was gonna ask you that.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, yo, everybody rap like these dudes. But I'm telling my young boys, we in the parking lot freestyling and shit. They love the freestyle to Detroit beats. I'm like, I mean, if you're gonna do it, at least get them on the track.
Facts.
Yeah.
At least.
Facts.
Yeah, at least that.
I'm about to go rap like
make it legitimate.
Make it legitimate. And then I started seeing, like, months later, other people in the town doing it. It's crazy. My boys will tell you. They'll tell you before other people, anybody got a verse yet. I already had told them earlier that summer. Like, yo, if you're going to do it, you're going to get some. So I seen people start doing it. So I'm talking to my people, and I'm like, yo, I started going to Instagram and going to the people that I follow. I'm like, if I'm going to do a Detroit people, it's going to be the people I fuck with already. Sada I follow, Skilla I follow, you feel me? So Skilla on his timeline, he like, yo, same shit like Game. Like, yo, features right now, DMs. I'm like, fuck it, I'm gonna hit him up. You know what I'm saying? I don't even know if I'm gonna do it personally or tell them, whatever. But I'm a person that does this. Fact. Everybody ain't gonna do it. You feel what I'm saying? I does this.
So I'm gonna do it all the way.
So I'm trying to do we like, whatever. I'm like, man, fuck that. I'm gonna get it. You feel what I'm saying? Price shit compared to what the fuck is worth right now.
Right?
And that was February of last year.
You got it when it was good.
You got it right.
You know what I'm
got it.
saying?
Perfect time.
We're supposed to do the video immediately. Didn't do the video. Time went by. So he after he did the verse, he told me a price for the video, but he dropped the price after he did the verse. Like, yo, this shit hard. I fuck with you. I'm gonna drop the price. But since I didn't get it, I didn't capitalize on the video. When I got back around, he charged me a little bit more.
Yeah.
You feel me?
But it's like, it's part of the game.
How much lower it dropped was how much higher it dropped. So it wasn't that much more. Like, you know what I'm saying? Couple hundred. It's part of the game because now, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm doing shit. I'm busy.
Like,
I'm
bigger
you know
now. Like, you should have got it when you could have.
But you still got
but
it.
I got
though.
the verse.
Yeah, that's all that
At the
matters.
end of the day, and the video wasn't too far because like, I already got the verse. So what the fuck? The video ain't too bad.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? So I go out to Detroit. We drive out there. You know, people been asking me for like 2 days, like, oh, where you at the video? So I noticed that people don't notice, but that is Detroit. We're shooting the video at. So we drive out. 3 days before we drive out to do the video, though, we already locked it in like 2 weeks before, or a week and a half before. He gets signed. That same week.
Damn.
Gaffin Interscope, whatever. You know what I'm saying? He speak on his speak. And the crazy thing is, when Chief Keef got signed to Interscope, I was there that night. Like, literally in the flesh with these niggas. Like, so it's like, damn, this is the second artist I fuck with at Interscope on the same time I'm fucking with that same circumference. Like, yo! Yeah.
That's that 6 degrees law.
Yeah.
Like a motherfucker. I told you Game was my favorite rapper in high school, dude.
Yeah.
I ended up getting a song Game randomly out of everybody in the world. Like, I'm looking at this shit. I'm looking at analytics earlier. Like, yo, this is Game on Spotify. Is like 71,000 followers on that shit. You know, Skillet got like 500 something right now because he's coming up.
Yeah.
So I'm just comparing them. Like, yo, this shit real. Like, you know what I'm saying? Shit really happens. Unfolding.
So what would you say your biggest accomplishment with so outside of that right now, or even with all of that in consideration, what is your biggest accomplishment with OSS 4?
Just the numbers, like seeing the numbers.
Just the numbers?
You know what I'm saying?
The actual
Collaborate.
results.
The
results.
The results. You know what I'm saying? Results is always, for me, that's the best part.
But
that's
not everybody's
that's
part of their
that's
results.
like flipping the pack and then getting your profit. Like, oh,
Yeah.
that's
And
not
then
profit
some. And then
100%,
some.
but you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you broke even and then some, pretty much.
Right.
So
That's
you're
what it
still
feel
making money off this. You're still
Exactly.
This is one of your best.
I ain't gonna say I broke even yet, but what I'm saying is this is gonna lead to what I've
What it
been
needs
telling
to
niggas
be.
for years. Like,
Were you? Oh,
you gonna put in what you put in, but eventually you gonna triple or double your earnings.
Facts.
You feel me?
Overnight.
I'm working to that now. Now this is like, I feel like that first step. And I'm a nigga to play ball with me or anything. They know, yo, this nigga got a quick first step. That's what I'm about. Once you get that first step off, you can't
You
fuck with
going
me.
after that.
I'm going
You
to the
going-
basket. I'm
so
laying
this is
you.
your first step.
I'm laying you.
This
up.
is breaking that
All
barrier
day.
right there. Breaking that sin and let you know.
Exactly.
So you feel like you're going to be one of the first to put CT on the scene?
It's not even about first. That's what we were talking about earlier. It ain't about first. It's like,
But why?
it doesn't
But
matter.
why not want to be the first?
And if we're gonna say if I'm one of the first, I'm already there though.
So you're already. So it is about being the first.
I'm full time though.
So that's why it don't matter to you because you know
I've
you're
been
already the
full-time years
first.
ago. That's how I feel. I don't motivate a lot of people, inspire a lot of people. It's how I look at it. It ain't really about the public. So we could talk publicly, but if you're gonna want to hear how I feel, I already done did what I did.
So
it was already written. The people before me helped me too.
So everything from now is on. It's extra.
Extra.
I get what you're saying.
That's why I could stay humble because I already knew that since I conjured it at fucking 7 to 8 years old and it's happening, more than do I want.
Yeah, you got a verse from your favorite artist.
I'm just living it. I'm here.
Is that your favorite track off the album?
It's definitely the biggest track on that fucking album.
But what's your,
Look at the
what's your
analytics.
favorite? Your personal favorite?
I like Hate or Love because it is the Game sample, and after I got the Game feature, and that's one of the last tracks I
love
actually
that. I
made.
actually love that song. I actually love that song.
You heard the sample. I played it earlier with that sample, the Hate or Love sample.
Yeah.
Because, you know, it's the Hate or Love, and I started really, like, coming in, fucking with Game around that Game documentary. 50, I already fucked with 50 first.
Yeah.
50, I started listening to him in middle school. Middle school, where I really was battling people on the lunch tables and really getting in it. So it was just like a, you know,
It all
everything coming
connects.
full
It all
circle.
It all connects.
Yeah.
It all connects. So that song was one of the last songs I put, and I just like felt what I felt at that time. Like, yeah, this is it. You know what I'm
Did you
saying?
have any like quarrels about having songs that were older on there?
Yeah, I still right now it's like damn, but Not even right now. At first, let's say at first, but to the point that everybody reacting to the Project Pat shit and the QQ shit, those might be the two oldest ones on the project. So it's like, damn, what the fuck was I thinking about? Like, niggas, people never heard of him. Godfather never was out. Project Pat shit was just on SoundCloud, but the Godfather shit with Cool Q was never out. So a lot of people never heard that. Even my closest people barely was hearing that. You know what I'm saying?
Do you feel like you can see them on a future project?
See who?
Project Pat, Game.
Of course, if I work with you once, I could definitely work with you twice. That ain't nothing.
That's how it is?
Hell
so
yeah.
you feel like basically
that's how it's always been.
It's just open up the door for new opportunities at this point now.
And that's why when people would be like, okay, let's go with Detroit, like Rio the OG, he said he was getting money already because he was already getting lit on distro and people from his own city was already paying for features. So that's what we getting at to this point where is it time to pay for features? Hey, I know you. Look what dudes is doing.
Did your price for
it's
features
all
go
about
up?
economy. We're going to build our own. It's a pyramid in the game anyway.
Facts.
So you're going to build your own pyramid anyway, right?
Facts. Did your price for features go up ever since all of this?
I kept it at the same level I already wanted it right now, but it was up because I had a deal for a second and people was capitalizing on that. But right now it's definitely back up. Like,
elaborate on your deal for a little bit.
It was just half off, like. for like the holiday, like that's what I was doing for like the holiday. I don't even celebrate holidays, but I'm like,
I thought you talking about you was getting close to sign a deal.
No,
you just had a deal on your features.
No, deal on the features.
All right.
Cassie, I'm trying to get some. Oh, tonight. Oh, this is it.
I'm just saying. I was like, hold on. Because I know you pride yourself on being independent.
No, facts.
What would a deal look like for you?
Yeah, what's the perfect industry deal for Future?
Yeah,
like
Universal wants to sign you.
We talking figures or content?
Both structure.
Like, what is the perfect?
Yeah,
what is the?
Yeah, I'm trying to give everything away. Now they gonna come like, oh yeah.
I mean, if
they might know what demands they have to meet now.
Because with me, it's still reality and still like, oh, fantasy with this shit. Like, all right, I know what I did, I know what I worked, but it's still like, all right, there's a million niggas in the world. There's hella niggas in the country.
So is there a perfect deal for a beginner? For someone who getting their first deal, is there a perfect first deal?
I feel like I work for M. Just my catalog alone, like I already proved that I can do this shit consistently for mad years. M plus. So, but I know that might not come to like the second deal.
So is that M?
So I'm not stupid.
Is that M for you? Half of your catalog? 75%?
Half is the best we could do. That's what I've been thinking about lately. I can't go no more than 50%, yo. Like that's just OD.
In terms of ownership,
would you take? Yeah. Would you? Why not go for 51?
No, I'm saying that's the lowest I can do. 50. I would definitely go 51. Anything above 50, I'm in there. What you talking about? With a good number on top of that, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. With a good number on top of that, for sure, because I'm still going to sign for that 51 or something, but I'm still going to make sure that in the print that it says that I'm going to buy my way out eventually. But I think there's a clause to that anyway. After a few years, you can get to this point where you can buy your shit out. So
there's a new word I've learned. It's not new, but perpetuity.
Perpetuity, right?
Perpetuity.
Yeah. And what was the definition of that again? Because I definitely heard about that shit recently.
Chappelle was talking about that. When you sign a contract and they own your name and anything that you produce in all type of perpetuity.
And I talked about it in the last podcast.
You can go to Mars and make something.
Because somebody was saying like they could own your light list. Like if you want to cut your hair and you're the artist and they signed you like that and it's perpetuity, they could be like, no, hell no. What you mean?
Because they signed your image.
Somebody break out down. Yeah, that is crazy.
But that's why I make the joke when I tell people, I'm like, bro, if I'm really
my hair fall now. You got to put weave in your shit. We need it.
Yeah, you have to.
Yeah. That's how you look.
Because they own you.
You got to wear makeup because it's how you had when we signed you. You look like this.
You have to keep the style.
All right.
But I tell people, I'm like, bro, if I really hate you and I really want to be petty, I just go down to the city and buy your name.
You stupid. Yo. I know people that say shit like that.
Bro, what you gonna do then? Buy it back?
Buy your shit.
You gotta buy it back at my price.
And that's how they be though.
That's a fucked up situation. Like buy your name.
I've actually thought about going downtown and just buying random people names.
Oh man.
Holding that shit hostage.
Yeah.
Hold your name hostage.
And I know my cousin was doing shit like that, like people that had his name on Instagram and shit like this, boiling down to get like, trademark and shit. Yeah. So they had to buy their pages from other people. Like, they'll offer people like, yo.
If you really want it, you gotta buy it.
I need that name, so let me get
It's like buying a website.
Money.
It's like buying a website.
Exactly. That's a fact.
Do you feel like it's hard for your music to become discoverable as you change your names?
Discoverable, no, but it's harder for people to keep track sometimes.
Okay.
So you know what I'm saying? Discoverable, you're always gonna be discovered. That's everyday new people. You know what I'm saying?
But what's the biggest downfall with changing your name as much? And
people keeping along. Yeah, that's
keeping along.
Because I heard people say, "Yo, I didn't know that was you that made Ryan the Bus on MySpace when you were just Future." like 2 years ago. Like, yo, damn, this late in the game. But I love it still. Like, yes, because it's hip hop though.
So what promotes your name changes? Like, what causes your name changes?
Growth. I'm consistent. A lot of people ain't consistent. They can't say that. I'm growing. Yeah, well, I was doing this since I was a teenager. What do you mean?
Yeah, you're growing.
I'm 33. I got kids now. I got a wife, nigga. I ain't even married, but common law is 10 years. So I'm 12 years in. So I'm a whole different guy than what I was.
So,
and people are like, go back to the future. Like,
the future X, is that Muslim related?
No, the X is just more of, the unknown. It is Muslim related, but it's more just the unknown. X, if you look at the definition of X, it's got a lot of, it's just.
X means
planet
X.
It's the unknown. It's the unknown. It's a mystery. Like,
it's a mystery. So do you feel like you're a mystery?
Of course. After Allah, God, after that, mystery is a mystery after that.
So how.
People think they know what God is, but other than that, you don't know. And what is that?
So you think it's easy for a public figure to be a mystery?
It was easier back then, not now.
Not now?
Because Will Smith said in an interview, yo, being a movie star back then, before social media, it was eerie. People ain't really know what we did. Niggas would never know Jada had an entanglement.
Facts.
Unless it really got to the public. You feel me? Now, it's in social media every day. You talk about it, they talk about it. August will sell you. He can put a post. He can put a story. Anything.
Fact.
But I think now, more than ever, that might be the key to longevity.
It's the key to people like me and us that's coming up, newcomers that are students to the game. So the teachers always go through the sacrificial shit, and they're teachers. The students are the people who are going to learn from all that because they already advanced. They got the wisdom. So it's knowledge, wisdom, then understanding. So knowledge, we're learning that as students. Wisdom is the teachers. Understanding is they already been through that shit.
Facts.
Now the teachers going to the bar with their teachers and their principals.
Facts.
And they talking about, yo, remember how we came up and now the new curriculum. So we're the niggas with the new curriculum. So we could change the game or we could be goofy and dumb and go into the game and do what the fuck everybody was doing. And that's time going to unfold. But it is what it is. I'm not trying to be one of them motherfuckers. So. You know it's real when you look at the nigga next to you. What we doing here?
Yeah,
but we building the industry. So that's what we're saying. And I was saying in the podcast,
we're building longevity.
He understand me the other day on the podcast, like, yo, industry, what you mean? But I'm like, yo, it's to a point where we can go into the industry and take what we can get. And then when it get too deep and we want to come out and still live our lives and do what we do, we got the industry here.
Facts.
So if we can keep each other afloat, where I can come to Weed and Whiskey and I ain't got to pay $10 million to go on fucking these bum ass niggas
and still get this
to do this that I don't even know.
Promotion.
Yeah, facts.
And that's what
our people is supporting it.
That's what we're working to be too.
So we just want to get to the industry to wake these motherfuckers up.
Facts. And let them know that it's actual talent here. But that's why I'm proud of CT, because when one person win in CT, if it's properly, people are gonna be like, oh, hold on. CT got something?
Exactly.
And it's gonna be like, wait, what they got?
We hype beasts. Like he was saying earlier, and I didn't mean it. I wanted you to get your full word out, but I forgot to say it at the end. 50 said in his book, his last book, Hartford, Connecticut is the mecca for hip hop. One, the word mecca, that's a strong word.
That's a strong word.
That's like a holy place. You eat, sleep, and breathe and shit.
A holy ground.
Like when I was a young kid, like the reason I'm so in tune with this shit and I'm with this shit, like since a child, like my mom, my father, like the streets, her friends, we outside, like cookouts, everything. Like this is us. Like
facts. Like niggas, you know it's funny, right?
I'm really a student. I love that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Niggas like to talk about how much money 50 lost off his home in CT, but niggas don't really talk about what he really gained.
He said like I said, he said Hartford. I put it on Iceman 2, the intro. I mean, Winter Ice 2, my fault. With Prime X, he said, yo, is in his book, but it's an audio version of the book. He said, yo, Hartford. He said, I found myself. Let me start from the beginning. He said, I was looking at Tyson Mansion on TV or something, and then he like, yo, I'm like, I want that house. He said, next you know, I find myself in Hartford, Connecticut. You feel me? Blase blah. He buy the Tyson Mansion. He like, yo, when you go to Hartford, you could get the post of the music, like the post. He said, but this is the key though. This is what we take as students of the game, take the key, and we unlock the door. He said, you can get any artist from New York. If you get the post of Connecticut, you get any artist from New York and pop them in the industry. So the key is, if you are fucking not a dummy, he's talking about New York motherfuckers. He ain't talking about us.
Facts.
So we can take it and say, oh, or we're going to take it and use that and say, if this the key and this the lock, let's turn the key. And let's get ourselves in there. And we may be better than they ever been in this generation.
Exactly.
We're the new. We're the new.
We can be the Mecca. The new Mecca of
Rome
Hartford.
was not just in Italy. Rome moved to places around Italy.
Mm-hmm.
Facts. That's definitely facts.
Like what? Like the capital can move.
You know what's funny?
New Haven was the capital of Connecticut before.
You know what's something?
Hartford the capital.
You know what's something I always remember, right? I've been going to the same barber for over a decade, right?
Right.
So me and her, we talk a lot. We talk about our personal lives. We really dive into our past. So I remember one time we was talking, and she opened up to me about how she actually used to be a singer. She used to sing for like different little groups in Hartford.
Right.
About how in early 2000, late 90s, Hartford was really big for celebrities. Niggas was coming here and walking Albany Avenue as big celebrities out here. It was a hub. It was a hub.
Even activists, Malcolm X.
Yes, it was a hub.
They built the temple out here.
So
Martin Luther King was out here.
She was telling me how it was so easy to start singing with these celebrities just because they was out here so much. So in my head, I'm here like, so y'all telling me we were so big with celebrities and now all of a sudden we stopped? Or is it because we're trying to promote Connecticut as something else?
As what?
An insurance capital.
Hey, yo.
It's because, I'm telling you, it's a shadow. Somebody from here fucked up.
That's where the insurance capital come in. That's
a mixture of all of it.
We know, like, all right, boom, right? The fact that all these insurance companies are threatening to leave CT, if not already left, isn't that what became our biggest fear as a state?
I won't say
financially. Isn't that when GE threatened to fucking leave CT? How do we react as a state?
We're still one of the richest states. We're like top 5, no matter what.
Because we still have Aetna.
No, because we have.
Still have Hartford.
No, because we have people that live. No,
because we have Greenwich.
Because we have Greenwich,
Naugatuck.
Connecticut, and we have people who live here that's hedge funds.
Those 1%ers that's still there.
Exactly, they run hedge
balance
funds.
Out
the richest man in Connecticut owns a hedge. He runs a hedge fund for different countries.
Nah, the real money is the Lockheed Martins, the people that build submarines, bro. That's big.
That's in Groton. That got to do with it because we got Navy bases. That's why
much money.
That's why Russia was over here when they came. Remember that time when the submarine was outside Connecticut and it was Groton. So that's a key. That's a key to power. But when it comes to money, it's the hedge fund dudes. But when it comes to power, we got the submarine bases. So when we come to like, we're in the places where terrorists.
I'm talking about the shit they make.
Exactly, everything on that shit. You know what I'm saying? Everything that got to do with that.
You know how much money they get from the government just to build them shits?
My cousin, he work over there. So I already know. He talking about shit. He get money, so I already know.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
I already know. So, but that's a power move right there. Military type of moves, those type of moves where they're making shit, industrial shit, that's power. But the money is like the hedge fund niggas, the bankers. The bankers are the people who really run it.
Work in New York, come back here.
The bankers run this shit. They buy the politicians, they do all that shit.
What you think is the most profitable company in Connecticut?
I never looked that up though.
Just based off, this is just a speculation.
Is it
your
made
opinion?
Is made in Connecticut?
In Connecticut, operated in Connecticut, run in Connecticut, headquarters in Connecticut.
I know a lot too. That's crazy. What the fuck do I know about that? Companies. Because I've seen companies that say they're going to make cars that run off lasers. Like, Connecticut got industry that be just low-key that we won't know. Like,
we got LexisNexis.
Offices, all type of wild shit.
LexisNexis is a big-ass fucking company here. And you guys lied on my fucking driving record, so we have to have a talk.
Yo. He got a grudge.
Lexus?
Who's Nexus?
That's how powerful they are. They determine how high your insurance is.
Wait, what? Really?
Yeah, because I told you they lied about my driving record.
But I would think Aetna and them is up there, like on
Aetna's
that type of
up
shit.
there.
On that type of shit, you know what I'm saying?
Aetna's up there, but that's what I'm asking you based off your research, because you're more
I would say Aetna,
in tune than a lot of people. What about the Hartford?
We was the insurance capital.
What about the Hartford?
The Hartford is up there, but
The Hartford is one of the oldest people out there.
Pratt and Whitney.
but Aetna crazy.
That's honestly where I was gonna go.
Pratt and Whitney is definitely aerospace.
That's honestly where I was gonna go, because I don't know if it's true.
My grandmother's husband, damn, my grandfather Phil, he worked for Pratt and Whitney.
I went to school with somebody who graduated after me, and he was telling me he was working 6 figures, 3 years in working there. And honestly, I tell the story as much as I can, but when I used to work at the airport, I had a guy who told me that when he worked at Pratt and Whitney, he just became so cool with the higher ups that he got put onto certain knowledge. And he told me about what was called a debt seed. A debt seed is what you put. It's for the agriculture world. You give it to the farmers, right? It grows this crop, but it's a crop that literally kills the entirety of the soil around it. So you know how
some GMO type of shit?
Yeah, but you ever heard of legumes? Legumes is a type of crop that replenishes itself annually.
Mm-hmm.
So it's no matter what type of season you go through, when the season comes back again, it's gonna be able to regrow again. So any type of legumes or anything around, this type of seed kills it. It don't have no chance of giving back life ever again. It kills the entire soil.
So you're purposely doing this, like what?
So basically, it's like a war drug. It's a war tactic. So if you ever want to have control over these farmers, if you want to have control over the food supply in certain countries, you ship these debt seeds over. It grows this crop. You have the one season, but it just depreciates the entire soil around you. So you can't have a proper season. So now you're low on food supply. So that means, because you know when you control somebody's food supply, my nigga, you fucking control them.
You kill society or whoever.
100%.
Like water supply and food supply is the two thing you have to control to completely dominate a society.
Hey yo, you know what's crazy about that?
I never heard of that before. But that doesn't sound like GMO to me. So
you know that's
the one thing I retained from that guy that told me he worked at Pratt and Whitney, because Pratt and Whitney is into doing some crazy
that
shit.
sound like
before I lose my thought, go ahead.
Sound like right now.
Oh yeah, of course.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I make sense.
But look. One story I heard about Pratt and Whitney before was, I can't remember who told me, whatever. Somebody that worked at a dealership, and they was like, "Yo, they remember somebody that was ahead at Pratt and Whitney. I don't know what position he was in, and he went and bought a car, right, expensive ass car, and then like the next day they announced pure layoffs."
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. All right. So I had I have a certificate in machining.
Okay.
So I can go work at Pratt & Whitney if I have to.
Okay.
Right?
Okay. It's getting you.
But right. The one thing that I was always told about was, yo, listen, you get there, you build your life off that shit for 2 years, nigga, and they go, yeah, you don't work here anymore, it's a layoff. And because you've only been working there for 2 years, you're one of those people that's gonna be going. You're one of those people that's getting out the door.
Yeah, so, 2 years. It's funny because we were just told that by KDN when he worked there too. He told us the same shit.
You build your whole life on that dollar, and they be like,
so
get about here.
Basically, what you're saying, Pratt and Whitney is like the high-end Walmart when it comes to employment.
Yeah.
Nigga, Walmart keep their employees in a trap.
I worked at Jacob Vehicle System in Bloomfield.
The money they pay you,
and I was Brad, but they definitely was firing.
Nigga, when I did physical therapy, my doctor told me that he know doctors.
That industry do that.
He know doctors that still live check by check.
Yeah, people build their lifestyle.
Think about that, nigga.
Yeah, but that's different. They built their lifestyle.
I know, but
they ain't living like motherfuckers
you don't have
living.
Good spending habits.
For sure.
You don't have good spending habits.
Yeah, of course. That's the only thing you can say about that. That's the only thing. You know they getting bread.
They getting bread.
You know they getting bread.
As they make more money, they spend as much too. It's not even that. They just spend this fucking much. They get enough to pay back those student loans eventually. They spend that bunch. They spend it back, nigga.
Yeah, they spend it.
Spend it.
Yeah.
They got big cars. You don't know big leases.
Yeah, you don't know how to value your money and how to get your credit cards and how to make your credit cards.
We go to Red Lobster and think
you don't know about what is it, S&P investments and shit like that.
All that.
So you don't know about none of that. You don't know you're gonna put your shit in like in an investment account.
But if you're a doctor, you got mad degree. You went to school multiple times.
Just because you're a doctor don't mean you're smart.
But you went to school enough to know fucking finance, right?
Just because you went to school don't mean you're smart.
But yeah, if you ain't going for finances, I guess. Right.
Just because you went to school don't mean you're smart.
And a lot of them motherfuckers with all that money be having drug problems.
I stand by that.
Smart, but you can be metrically smart. You know what I'm saying?
Just because you went to school don't mean you're smart. Because a lot of
different
people,
type of smarts.
a lot of people just know how to regurgitate information.
That's what I'm saying, metrically. But if you can regurgitate metrics, that's regular shit.
That's just being
math.
I mean,
math
that's a form of smartness.
That's what I'm saying. Some people
that
are not.
Sounds so stupid. That's a form of intelligence.
Some people are not metrically smart too. So
there's a lot of people who are just academically smart. And there's a lot of people who have no common sense, but they have academic smarts.
And there are a lot of people who are fucking stupid.
Exactly.
85%.
Mm-hmm.
And it's funny, when you say 85%, that's low key a lot of people.
Yeah, we were talking about the other night. What you think about non-playable characters?
Oh, everybody. 85%.
85%. That's what I said. And yo,
wait.
I'm happy. 2 nights later, nigga. Stop playing with me. 85%, nigga.
Real shit. Where do you think the idea of non-playable characters come from?
Exactly.
85%.
That's how you know niggas 85. Because that don't even like what?
Nigga, a lot of people are the reincarnation of an NPR or NPC.
And that's what I was trying to get at. Like, even if you're not saying purposely, like, because I heard a dude, right, say it was going viral on the clip. So I guess that's what kept bringing the narrative up. And people were like, oh, it's people out here with no conscience. They're just part of the system. You'll see them. They probably stare at you or something. But they're not really like you.
NPC.
They're not really, yeah. And then, what we were talking about in the podcast is like, oh, Grand Theft Auto. That's the best depiction.
Yeah.
Like, the niggas you can't never play. They just walk down the street. Oh, you bump them. They say some shit that you think a nigga would say when you bump them on the streets.
Yeah.
Some dumb shit. You know what I'm saying? And not regular.
It's computer.
All
right, so have you actually seen the movie with what's the name that played Deadpool? I love him.
Ryan Reynolds.
Ryan Reynolds. There's a movie about him playing an NPC.
You bluffing. What's the name of it?
I think it's called NPC. It's on Disney Plus.
Shut up.
I'm dead ass.
That's probably why people are talking about it.
Bro, it's actually a good movie.
So that makes sense.
It's actually a good movie. But yeah, there's a whole movie. It came out like a year or two ago.
I watched it.
But yeah, it's him being an NPC and trying to break out the barrier of being an NPC. He realized he was a non-playable character. He was like, I don't want to be this no more.
But like I was saying to the people,
what the fuck is a non-playable character?
Like the people in the Matrix.
I mean, I kind of get it, but
look at the Matrix and look at Neo in them. The agents couldn't jump in their bodies.
The lady in a red dress.
They already was woke enough.
The lady in a red dress was an NPC.
She was, but everybody else in the populace was an NPC because the agents could jump into them at any moment.
But you know what the craziest part about that is? The nigga with the weird goatee, little weird beard shit, he chose to be an NPC.
Which nigga with the word goatee?
The nigga who chose to be in the Matrix to turn on
oh, the architect.
Yeah. Like he knew it was a simulation. And he literally was like, you know what?
That's what happens when you in shit like this.
You're just tired of it. You're tired of the fight. You're tired of the whatever that comes with it because you don't know what's gonna come the next day.
Like,
you just be like, you know what? Just give me my fake steak. Like I knew my steak was real. I knew my steak was fake, but I'll take it. It's literally that. And
I heard OG people say, yo, don't worry about it. I remember building years ago at a motherfucking with CNS. And I went for an interview one time. That was one of the last interviews I went to. And the motherfuckers, we building as a whole group of people. And we all building. We going crazy. Like, you feel me? I'm really coming into content at the time, like knowledge and shit. And somehow we had a job interview just building in this room. The dude left. And it's just one OG nigga like, yo, I hear y'all, but none of that don't matter. Cause at the end of the day, he just throwing that shit down like, nigga, what? You a non-playable character. You just want that shit to be like, you don't got no hope. Like, you don't even want nothing.
It's kind of those people like,
nature can't take place, divine intervention, something, nothing. You just,
that's why
done.
When people tell me, oh, that's just how things is, you're a non-playable character. If that's your rebuttal to deep
and that's what I was
shit,
getting back to with the 85% is like, you could look at it a certain way as a person, like the dude that was going viral was saying that it's a person with no consciousness. They out here bang. And some people who don't think like we think like. And I remember being young and I was responding to them like being young, like, damn, am I the person that with this fucking shit in my head?
Like, nigga,
is it a voice? But we know more of us. But is it a lot of people want to play it with no consciousness in their head? But also 85 ain't just that I bring it to. You know what I'm saying? That might be just a small population. But it's more people who just with the system. And can't even think, even with their consciousness, they can't think of outside the bubble.
And they don't realize.
Because dogma, because religious, because, you know what I'm saying? All that bum shit.
That's why I try not to tell
poverty, money.
That's why I not to tell people they're part of the
think.
system the way they think. I just let you try to come to that realization on your own. Because I feel like if I try to tell you, I'm not doing my due diligence. I'm breaking your barrier. I'm breaking your path. Because, you know, when you try to tell people it's deeper than it really is, and then they realize it is, and it just break their mind.
You gotta break their mind, but you gotta be careful though.
That's what I'm saying. Sometimes you break their mind and it's just broken.
But that's why I love the Nation of God's Earth 5%. Like, there's no really structure to that, so it's not really like a religion. It's more just a way of living. But it's like you learn how to not really break people's mind too much, because if you just breaking into my mind, they could go crazy. They could do all type of shit.
That's what I'm
They could
saying.
commit suicide, all type of shit.
Because they say when you wash your mind too much, it just becomes washed.
Yeah. So I'd rather, what I learned from the guys is like, you gotta come to you feel me, a middle state. That's how you really convert. That's why Malcolm X was so fire with the Nation of Islam.
Yeah, but
you know what I'm saying? He made it popular.
He was an enemy to the authority.
Of course. To an extent,
enemy.
because the authority still admired him, but it got to a point where he became an enemy.
Because they were
Look
doing
at him right there. Look at him. What you think? He not an enemy to the authority?
Of
you know he
course.
was a Crip, right?
Yeah.
You know he was about to meet with the police.
But
and
he was
about
loved by everybody.
But he was about to meet with the police and do shit like, who's his authority? Is it the police or is it the Crips?
The Crips.
So you think nobody from higher ups in the Crips wasn't mad at shit he was doing? Maybe.
Yeah.
All right then, but we ain't going to say that.
Because the Crips still have their role to play in society.
Nation of Islam had their role to play.
Everybody.
I ain't saying they smoked Malcolm, but you know what I'm saying. It still was.
I mean, Farrakhan kind of had.
You still exposing them a little bit.
Farrakhan had his playing that.
Maybe I ain't gonna never blame no camera. I don't know, but Farrakhan is part of the system.
There's just as you more, and I dove into those fucking theories where
they
said Farrakhan. It's just like how they say Jesse is the one that fucking killed Malcolm.
We know he didn't pull the trigger.
I know,
but he's part of the conspiracy.
Facilitated it.
Like he may have known something
you're part
and
of the
tip nobody off.
Yeah, you're part of the facilitation.
That's how that should go. You think it probably people that got tipped off that Nick was about to get smoked eventually? They probably just didn't believe it probably was gonna happen. Some people probably didn't believe. Like, oh shit.
A lot of people don't see themselves as a messiah either when they're in the process of becoming a messiah.
That too.
Because it's like you think you won't be the one that being targeted the whole time you're being targeted. Like that's the crazy part about it.
I feel like they know though.
That's
like,
what I'm saying.
It's a certain shit.
That's what I'm saying. The whole time you think you're not being targeted, you're being targeted.
The people around them probably just don't know how deep it is. Like the inner circle. Well, that's why it always happened. But that's why Jesus was Jesus, because I remember I found out later on, like, nigga, you know that at one point, people didn't even know who Jesus was out of them.
No,
but to me, the idea
they didn't know till the end.
The idea of Jesus to me,
they had to guess which one was him. Like,
but
they had to catch him. It was just a lot of them niggas rolling deep. Like, which one is Jesus?
The idea of Jesus to me is just Messiah.
Fire. Like,
that's just Messiah. Jesus is just Messiah.
Right.
That's all it means to me.
The Christ consciousness, the anointed one.
It's the Christ. Symbolism of somebody.
Jesus wasn't even a word. We know J is Jesus.
Yeah.
So Jesus not
never
even
existed
Throw
at the
that
time
out.
that it came.
Christ is more of a real word, and that's anointed one.
And we know he never spoke a language that was actually indigenous to anybody around at that time
either. So we know that. So
he would be. I think they say he'd be a Hebrew closest.
He would be. What was it? Yeah, something like that.
Close to be a Hebrew. See, that's what I'm saying. And well. Let's fuck it. Let's finish with some conspiracies.
Yo!
Yeah, fuck it.
We always get to this way.
I love conspiracies, dog. And you're the favorite person
and
to
when
jump
we say
in
Jesus, it ain't the white guy. Bro.
I'm going to jump into that. So, that's where I'm going. They say Jesus is actually the name of one of the slave ships that brought us here.
That was the name of a slave ship, but I don't got to...
But do you think the word of slave ship actually originated at the time when slave ships said that they existed?
You got to remember, I'm an advocate now of indigenous people of America, too. So, to come to this light is finding out that the story they told us is really not what the fuck it's supposed to be. Like any other story. So, this is the thing. Why it's goofy right now that people can't believe that, some people are from over here.
A lot of people are from
the
over
world
here.
Is black. You know what I'm saying? What the fuck?
A lot of people.
And what people don't understand is when people say everybody's African, African's a newer word. And we know that
don't claim us.
They got conquered, and we know that they're different countries. They all don't say they just fucking African.
Exactly.
Africa. That's American shit. That's America.
There's like 30 languages in one region.
There's no word in Africa that's Africa. You know what I'm saying?
Africa is not a
it's
real
an American
word.
That's what I'm saying. It's an American word.
Yeah.
One
English
country
word.
could speak like 40 languages.
Exactly. Every country, they know multiple languages. They know multiple tribal languages.
Exactly.
They know a regular one.
Like literally one little circumference of an area speak 30 languages.
So at the end of the day, are we talking about melanin people or African people? That's where it get real. Tribal still.
Yeah.
People gotta understand we gotta be very delicate with it, but in a sense, it's like it's all over the place with that. It's all over the place with that. because, like I said, I'm an advocate more of now that it's definitely people from here that's indigenous from here that was brown skin, copper colored people.
They
like,
say they only say that black people are from America is from Africa just to misdirect us from our origination.
I don't think they can hide that shit though.
The only reason that it felt good when you heard it was like, if you go into war with somebody, I think of the art of war.
Mm-hmm.
Facts.
Wouldn't that be perfect?
Facts.
Yeah.
We're gonna take over your land, take over your laws,
And
take
tell
over
you
your
came
creed,
from somewhere else.
your culture, your tradition, strip you of it. Nobody else on the planet right now is stripped of it.
And
People
then,
who was in slavery and all this shit back then, they got cultures and still languages and all this shit. But you don't, and we're gonna tell you from another land. Why wouldn't that be so perfect though?
and then we're gonna get a couple of them and sprinkle you in with them anyway.
And 100%. So let's not say there's no people that's not from. That's not the case. I'm not saying that. But the majority, listen, since it got exposed, the numbers done dropped publicly. They even dropped the numbers.
Facts.
Because they said, if you look at the statistical numbers right now,
They said
millions of Africans went to Brazil.
Yeah.
South America more than North America.
Caribbean.
We're the ones that they call black, and we're the ones that be like, Africa power. But more people went from Africa went to South America, and they don't even do that like that.
Facts.
Because they speak Spanish?
They try to go to inhabitable lands.
All this shit was inhabitable.
That's why it was easy
The
to
Americas
avoid
is
being
the Americas is
slaves.
the new world, up and down. There's a mountain called Mount Pulaski in motherfucking South America. I learned about it was a silver mountain made of silver. You feel what I'm saying? In this town, when the motherfuckers came over there, the first explorers, one of them seen it. They working and they see silver dripping down from the mountain. When they say they turned that shit to a whole house, they turned that shit out. Every country from the Western Hemisphere is coming over here now.
Facts. It's the new fucking top shit.
Not the Western, that's the Eastern. Coming over here. You feel me? The old world coming from over there. Raping and shit. They say that the silver at that point made all the silver across all the rest of the world. From China, they're doing this. So when you go in history and you see people having silver coins, that shit came from South America in the mountains. So they've been raping and shit. We talking about gold. People say, yo, gold from Africa. Look right now on Google, where do most of the gold get imported from? It's America's.
Facts.
Peru. California. Remember, it's a
Facts.
California gold rush. San Francisco 49ers.
They say Earth
There's
is just,
gold in Georgia. I never knew about that
They
shit.
say Earth itself is just rich in gold. So a lot
That's
of
what I'm saying. So we all over.
extraterrestrials come
The
here
world
for
was
gold.
once black, right? Melanated?
Facts.
So what is black? Is it melanated, right?
Facts.
Is it Africa? Is it melanated? What are we saying? That's what I'm saying. So that's what when they say Africa, they just started another war. So like, they just say we melanated. What the fuck it is?
All right. So
Facts.
if I'm gonna ask Quel's question. If you were supposed to recommend somebody who have never heard your music before, and you know how great OSS 4 is, what is the first song you're gonna tell them to listen to?
I mean, Mad Science is future in the game because that's more wider audience.
Okay.
I can go to young people and old people when they're gonna know who game is. Because
Okay.
the game's still relevant. You feel what I'm saying?
So that's the first song.
So
you're
that's
gonna tell them
definitely
to-
100%. There's no way around that.
All right. I would just want to ask this little personal question of mine too. Of all the songs you've put out, what is your favorite song in entirety?
At this point in time in 2023,
Mm-hmm.
yanking it. I never thought it would come to that. Because I remember dropping
Why?
that. I remember dropping that at that time, and people were telling me like, "Yo, this might be your biggest song." This or I'm from Hartford at that time, and I knew it could be, but
you didn't
this,
see it.
like this late in the game, like it was years that went by. I'm like, hell no, like you feel me? It was good. I'm like, yeah, this lit, and I knew it could be, but
Wait.
after certain years, until Zoe put life back into that shit, it was like, you feel me? I still was rapping about it. That's why
Right.
people. I remember Shep said to me on the phone like, "Oh, now you know." I'm like, he like, "Yo, you wasn't even talking about it for a while." I'm like, "Nigga, what the hell you talking about? Yeah, that's how you know you wasn't listening." Because I was talking about it in mad other songs. I made all type of other shit. Like, what are you talking about? So it was definitely around, and I always loved it. That was my shit. But for me to think that it was gonna just, you feel me? I do mad shit. I told you I got a mad catalog. That's the point now. We at OSS 4 after the Yanking epidemic.
Facts.
The
Facts.
Yanking epidemic
Yeah.
was
an
still
epidemic.
here.
That was definitely an epidemic.
And I was there before that. You know what I'm saying? It was epidemic. And that's small part of my catalog. That was my first mixtape. What the
Right.
fuck? Online. Not even the one I put in the street. That wasn't even no Iceman. That was before that.
Is there an OSS 5 in the works?
Of course it's going to be
mentally?
OSS 5. But it's not in the work. But no, it's gonna be an OSS 5.
But you know there's gonna be an OSS 5.
100%.
But you know, yeah, exactly.
100%.
It's just gonna get bigger.
That one's gonna probably go for longer than Iceman, maybe. Because Dragon Ball Z just keeps putting out more content and it's always greater. Like, yo, these niggas, it's deep.
Now we got Super back, so you know.
You feel me? It's deep. You feel me?
It's always gonna be deep.
We like the Saiyans out here.
They say Saiyans are black people.
That's
Well,
what
I
you
say Saiyans are black people.
We do the correlation. I did the correlation one day on the Wake and Bake AM show. Like, Master Roshi, he's an American. He's from Hawaii. But he got the turtle. He wear the turtle shit, and he went to Japan. You feel me? Turtle Island is what they said they called this.
Yes.
The turtles.
Yes.
The karate. It was some Japanese dudes who lived in Hawaii who brought martial arts out there. It's an America Japanese correlation they're not really telling us about, and it's definitely deep in
it. If you know your history, you know your history.
Did this. Yes.
If you know your history, you know your history.
Trust.
Yeah.
That's why Roshi's the way he is.
Trust.
He knows
and at one point in time,
history.
Japan, like the royalty of Japan was trying to mix with the royalty of Ethiopia at one point, but like during the World Wars, it got real mixy. I read
That's
deeper
when
into that. There's a lot going on in the world, man. It's real.
Niggas just know black people was the first to do a lot of fucking shit. Where can they fucking find? Where can they tap in to find OSS 4? All up everywhere.
OSS 4, Spotify, Tidal, all that. On Apple Music, you got search Future LI to get OSS 4. Spotify, Future X. You can find me on Instagram, Yank Future X, and you can find me on Facebook, Yank Len.
Any closing words from anybody?
OSS 4.
Out now. Future in the Game, Project Pat, Skilla Baby, Max Sauce, Fuego Bass, Cool Q, Blunt Blank, Rue Williams, Lou Dizzy, Mecca, and 2-4, Hebrew Beats, Flex Beats, he BSF, a bunch of people. It's lit.
Some good ass names.
Facts.
It's lit.
And my closing words is please save your money for like the next couple months.
Save your money.
Because we have some stuff we're gonna be putting out.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And we really would love your money.
If
you really want us
Save
to
it
keep
and give
going,
it to us, please.
If you really want us to
Capital.
keep going, if you love the content we put out, I know you do. It's not if. Because you love the content we put out, save your money. So when we drop this stuff, and I promise you, you're going to get your money's worth. That's why we're taking so long. Mm-hmm. We want to make sure you get your money's worth. So tap in, subscribe to the YouTube, Weed and Whiskey Podcast, pretty much everywhere at this point. Keeps listening to us everywhere you get fucking podcasts. Go stream OSS 4 wherever you stream your music as well too. For all the truck drivers that listen to us, when you finish an episode, go stream OSS 4 as well too.
Facts. Shout out to Hollywood
for
Fergie.
Everybody who listen to us while you're working your warehouse job and you don't have to really think while you're in the assembly line. After you finish listening to us, go stream OSS 4. Type into Future X. That's where you can actually find the album at. So go search that and you will find it. And of course, like we always say, it's 2020 motherfucking 3. Please, this is the only way to motherfucking do it. Please grab her by the pussy with consent. Everybody, be great, be amazing.
Hey.